distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon from Beijing. On behalf of session organizers, International Bamboo and Rattan Organization and United States Environment Program, we would like to welcome all of you to this technical session, Replacing Plastics with Bamboo, Policy, Roadmap, and Actions. As you know, plastics are the leading cause of mass pollution globally, and it also contributes to climate change. According to UNEP's data, since 1950s, more than 9 billion metric tons of plastics are produced, out of which less than 10% are recycled and the rest end up in landfills, natural environment, and the oceans, creating terrestrial and aquatic pollution. Majority of plastics are produced from fossil fuels, which are unsustainable and contribute to climate change. In addition to its contribution to pollution and climate change, plastics also has associated negative environmental, social, health, and economic impacts. More than 120 countries across the world have promulgated plastic bans and restrictions. Bamboo, as a woody grass, one of the fastest growing plants on the earth, can be a suitable plastic substitute resource. With recent technological innovation, a number of modern industrial plastic alternative products were produced, including tableware products, single-use products, other daily use products, packaging materials, bamboo packing in cooling towers, bamboo winding pipes, and so on. Yesterday, during the opening ceremony of the second bark, government of China and INBAR jointly launched the Bamboo as an alternative for plastic initiative, aimed at deepening the cooperation of a global development initiative proposed by the President of China. Today's session, we have 7 eminent speakers who will present on diverse topics related to plastics, bamboo, in policy aspect, in innovative bamboo plastic products and technologies, trade and research aspects. Before we start, I would like to share some instructions with our audience. Today's session will be recorded and posted online. And this session has Chinese and English simultaneous translation, so you can choose your preferred language in that interpretation option. Let's get into this session. First of all, I would like to welcome Ms. Zhouti, Matu, Philip, and Dr. Meng Han to deliver us the keynote remarks. Ms. Zhouti is currently the Executive Secretary of Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on Plastic Pollution at UNEP. She is an environment governance expert with over 20 years of experience in sustainable development, environmental policy, and climate finance. Dr. Meng Han serves as the UNEP WCMC China officer. Han provides support to UNEP WCMC's capacity and engagement unit, as well as in China in areas of biodiversity and natural capital, and oversees UNEP WCMC's portfolio within China. Please, Ms. Zhouti and Dr. Han, you have the floor.
Thanks so much, Renfei, and thanks to the chair. I'd like to first thank INBAR for the invitation to co-organize this event and also join the event to have this opportunity to discuss this very important topic on plastic issues and its interlinkages with other major environmental and socio-economic issues. So looking around us, we can see that plastic is among the most common products that we use every day. That was not the case a few decades ago. So back in 1950, the world's annual plastic production was only 2 million metric tons. And in the last few decades, it has risen exponentially and now amounts to around 400 million tons per year. And this is set to double by 2040. The rapid expansion of plastics production and unsustainable consumption and disposal have become one of the major contributors to environmental issues, including climate change, biodiversity, and pollution. And these issues pose significant challenges to human societies, to us as well, such as health and food security. Recognizing the urgency to solve this crisis, in early March this year, at the resumed 5th session of the United Nations Environment Assembly, heads of state, ministers of environment, and other representatives from UN member states endorsed a landmark agreement that addresses the full life cycle of plastic. So I'm very pleased to have Jyoti Mather-Philip, the Executive Secretary at the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on Plastic Pollution, to join me today. And Jyoti will kindly provide an update on the progress of the committee's work. Over to you, Jyoti.
Could you please play Ms. Jyoti's video, please?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jyoti Mather-Philip, the Executive Secretary of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on Plastics Secretariat. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the Ending Plastic Pollution Resolution that was adopted by the UN Environment Assembly earlier this year. So thank you very much for allowing me to do that. We have been requested, UNEP has been requested to develop an internationally legally binding instrument on plastic pollution, which includes the full life cycle of plastics. We have been requested to do this in 2 years, so it's a marathon run, not a walk in the park. We start our process in Punta del Este later this year from November 28th, where we will have the first meeting of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on Plastics, and we have been requested to hold 5 of these from the end of this year to the end of 2024. So there will be 2 next year, and there will be 2 in 2024, and they will finally end with a diplomatic conference in mid-2025. The work that you're doing is very important for the plastics issue, and we hope that you will be able to participate as stakeholders in our INC process, and we look very much forward to continuing our interaction with you and perhaps meeting you in person soon. Thank you again for inviting me, and good luck for your meeting.
Thanks so much to Jyoti's update. Now I will continue this keynote. I have a few more minutes by providing a more detailed overview on how plastics issue link with other major environmental and socioeconomic issues, as I mentioned earlier. So first, let's look at climate change. Plastic pollution and climate change are very much interlinked. We know that plastic is produced from fossil fuels. Its production highly contributes to the climate crisis. The expansion of plastic production is estimated to emit over 56 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent in greenhouse gases between 2015 and 2050. So according to an article released in 2019 by the Nature Climate Change, if this trend were to continue, the greenhouse gases emissions from plastics would reach 15% of the global carbon budget by 2050. So in addition to its production process, after its usage and when plastic waste is incinerated, it then releases carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. And this will continue to increase the emissions and worsen global warming. So second, let's look at biodiversity. In addition to the impact of climate change already on biodiversity, and of which plastic is a big contributor, as I just mentioned, Plastic pollution also has a devastating direct impact on biodiversity and ecosystems. The most obvious one being the damage that plastic items cause to animals when they come into contact with or ingest them, which include suffocation, entanglement, laceration, infections, and internal injuries. According to data, 17% of the species affected by the presence of plastic in the ocean are on the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. And in addition, there are more problems related to plastics. For instance, floating plastic items can help transport invasive species across borders, which then leads to threats to the broader marine ecosystems, biodiversity, and the broader food web. Also, plastics, particularly the micro and the nanoplastics, can harm organisms across the spectrum of animal, plants, and the microbial kingdoms through a combination of chemical and the physical effects, and both of which can lead to negative biological responses in organisms. So that's very quickly giving you the bigger picture in terms of the impacts and the interlinkages with climate change and the biodiversity ecosystems. I just want to say plastic pollution is truly a global problem. According to UNEP data, around 7 billion of the 9.2 billion tons of plastic produced between 1950 and 2017 became plastic waste, ending up in landfills or simply just got dumped without any treatment. Plastic waste makes up 80% of all the marine pollution, and around 8 to 10 million metric tons of plastic end up in the ocean each year. So research shows that by 2050, plastic will likely outweigh all the fish in our oceans, which is a really scary figure. Most of this plastic then breaks into particles smaller than 5 millimeters, often referred to as microplastics. And some of these then further break down into nanoparticles. And these microplastics then spread into our terrestrial and marine ecosystems via sewage and other channels. According to United Nations, more than 51 trillion microplastic particles have already littered the world's oceans. And it is predicted that nearly pretty much 100% of marine species will consume microplastics by 2050 if nothing is done now to slow down the plastic pollution. And obviously, in addition to all these impacts, plastic pollution is affecting us as well, the human societies. If, for example, plastics are being used very extensively in farming, in agriculture sector, from plastic-coated fertilizers to film, and these plastics are contaminating the soil and potentially threatening our food security in the long run by generating negative impacts on biodiversity and the soil productivity that our food security very much rely on. So, and in addition to all that, the microplastics, as I mentioned earlier, also impacts our human health once these are transferred to people via our food chain. And in the international space, progresses are being made to address the plastic challenge, and this includes the endorsement of the UNEA resolution earlier this year to address plastics pollution issue. Thanks again to GOT for the updates on the Intergovernmental and Negotiating Committee's progress. Next month, the Convention on Biological Diversity's COP15 will take place in Montreal, Canada. Parties are expected to adopt the global biodiversity framework at this COP. And the framework's draft is currently still being negotiated. However, I just wanted to mention that within the draft, there is this one target 7, is dedicated primarily on addressing pollution impacts on biodiversity and ecosystems, obviously including plastics as well as part of the pollutants list. We really need I mean, in support of the delivery of these international commitments, we really need to develop a solution package that covers the full cycle of plastics from production to recycle, covering each steps, looking into how we produce, how we use, and how we dispose, and take into consideration of the interconnection between plastics and other issues such as climate change, biodiversity loss, human health, and food security, as I mentioned earlier. And we need to change systematically how we produce and use plastics in ways that are significantly smarter than what we do now. We know that the market is looking for practical and scalable solutions, given the rising concerns over plastic. And we see various alternatives in the market at the moment already. However, this is far from sufficient and not without trade-offs. For instance, we might be replacing plastic with materials that have a much higher carbon footprint than the traditional plastics themselves, and some of which are not even biodegradable in real life condition. Paper and polylactic acid are currently the two most popular alternatives to single-use plastics. Taking paper as an example, many studies have shown that paper bags have a much bigger carbon footprints than conventional plastic shopping bags, for instance, depending on the source, although they do contribute less to the impacts of littering. I just want to mention this, as I think this is really, really important point to consider when we discuss alternatives for plastics. As plastic is being used in so many fronts of our day-to-day life, it is convenient, it is cheap, and it represents a large proportion of our economy. In trying to solve the plastic pollution problem, we must also be really mindful to not create other problems. Therefore, it is not an easy task to identify, develop, and sell alternatives. I'd like to thank INBAR again for this opportunity, and a really great opportunity to explore this very important topic on plastics alternative, noting the importance of fully taking into consideration of the benefits and trade-offs, and interlinkages with other issues like biodiversity, climate change, human health, and food security. With this, I wish today's session a great success, and very much looking forward to hearing all the case studies experts are going to share. Thanks so much. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you very much for introducing the severe impacts of plastics on human and to our planet. And many thanks to for introducing the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on Plastic Pollution. Many thanks for Ms. Jyoti and Dr. Han. Now we would like to move to our first speaker, Professor Gu Lei. Professor Gu Lei is working for Zhejiang Agriculture and Forestry University. She has been engaged in research of carbon-related area, including the trading and the evaluation of forestry carbon sequestration, carbon footprints, and carbon transfers of forest products, carbon management, and carbon accounting of enterprises. She will introduce a carbon footprint of plastic substitutes. Professor Gu Lei, the floor is yours.
好，各位听众，各位嘉宾，大家下午好。
Distinguished guests, good
那
afternoon.
个我们团队呢，就是说
Well,
那
for
个
my team,
一直在研究竹材产品碳
we
足
carried
迹。
out
那么竹材产品
research
我们
on
知
the
道它包
footprint
含了一
of
个它的碳储量的一个
bamboo-related
产品，
products.
所以
Well,
呢，
we know that it has a
出来的话
products
呢
of
是一个
carbon
低碳以
storage.
及
It's a low
甚至是负
carbon
碳的产
or
品。
even the negative
那么
carbon
下面呢，
product.
我就
Well,
请我们
now
的那
I would
个
like
博士
to
生张默
invite
为
one
大
of
家呢
my
分享一下
PhD
我们的
candidates,
研究成果。
Ms. Zhang Mo, to share with you our research findings.
这样你们看到了吗？
So can you see my slide? Distinguished guests, good afternoon. I'm the PhD candidate, the team of Professor Gu Lei. I would like to share with you our research findings. Our topic is emission reduction from bamboo product carbon footprint and plastics. First is about the research on this footprint and label. So for the double carbon goals, actually, we know that carbon footprint is a very important index for the evaluation. The footprint and can be traceable. To be more exact, footprint can measure the accumulated emitted carbon dioxide and from the human activities, or even the whole life cycle of products and service. It covers for levels and national and enterprises and levels and individual levels, etc. We also have this carbon storage, and it can can be a trade-off and for these carbon emissions. Bamboo products is really a very ideal replacement and for other materials. As early as back in 2012 to 2013, and for our team, and we already shows and this footprint and low carbon features for 9 typical bamboo-related products, and we also published in some books or papers. Back in 2021 to 2022, our team in Anji County of Zhejiang Province finished our field research from 18 bamboo product companies. And we research on the footprint of about 46 types of bamboo products. From the raw materials, the production, processing, and also the distribution, storage, etc. We carried out our evaluation, and to see we use these different units or based on these different international standards, and to carry out our research. We followed or traced the process of production of bamboo products, and also evaluate these carbon dioxide emission storage, and also accessed the footprint data for 46 bamboo products, and so that we traced these carbon print process of bamboo products and its life cycles. And we also have a lot of pictures shown on the slides. We also designed this food products carbon labeling, and we use a QR code for traceability of footprint. So if you scan the QR code, and you can access this report on footprint. First is the introduction of a company and the products, and the second is the evaluation method introduction, and third is about the results, and followed by this electronic certificate of carbon labeling, and followed by the labeling itself, and finally the traceability process. With the above mentioned findings, actually this November 4th, and in Anji County, the Conference of Bamboo Industrial Technological Innovation, we already released our report. Professor Zhou already briefed others on our findings, and also launched our report. And we also grant certificates and to those companies meeting the standards of a footprint, carbon footprint. So these are the labels you can see. The above mentioned is about this research concerning footprint, carbon footprint of the bamboo products. Now I would like to talk about the analysis of emission reduction effect from plastic substitution. With the technological progress of bamboo products, as well as the comprehensive use of bamboo resources, we can see there are increasing number of bamboo products and its categories. Now we have 10 types of bamboo products. So you can see among these the bamboo related products, we see this tableware, packaging, straws, bamboo sticks, and for them, and we find that they can ideally replacing plastics. I will give you an example, like the comparison and between bamboo and the plastic, and to show the effect of the replacement. Well, for bamboo powder film bag, it is recycling over the wasted materials, and not only recycling, but also innovation based on our data for the bamboo powder film bag. Every kilometers and its CO2 footprint is kind of equivalent to the reduction of 4.67 kilos of carbon dioxide. Well, I would like to show you the traceability of the carbon print of this process for bamboo powder film bag, and we try to quantify every process. So you can see in the processing and the transport, its emission account for about 8%, for the production and processing about 20%. And for the added items input, about 78%. Well, for these added items, so you can see it's PBAT materials takes up 60%, and it's releasing a huge amount of carbon per unit. So based on this, we give suggestions to the companies, saying that in the future production, and they can optimize and the additives proportions, and to reducing the use of PBAT, etc., and so that they can also cut on a CO2 emission. Well, so what about the emission reduction potential or effect of bamboo powder film bags? Well, compared with the conventional ones, it actually reduced another 4.67 kilos of CO2 per unit. So that's equivalent to the reduction of 260 plastic bags. Well, if the bamboo powder's proportion takes up about 20% compared with the conventional one, and it reduced 5.2 kilos of CO2 per unit, equivalent to the reduction of 290 plastic bags. And if the proportion of bamboo powder reaching 50%, and it's lowered by 5.9 kilos of CO2 per unit, and equivalent to 331 conventional plastics. So if this further enhanced to 70% in the future, you can imagine that it will yield better results. Well, in our daily life, and with advancing of technologies, and also the optimization of use of bamboo, so in the future, for gradually, and these bamboo products are replacing or substitution these plastic products, and it has huge potential in this regard. With this, I conclude my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Professor Gu's team for showing us the latest researches
非常感谢
carbon footprint of bamboo alternative for plastics. Now, I would like to introduce the second speaker today, Mr. Yogesh Shinde. He is the first generation of Indian social entrepreneur. His enterprise, Bamboo India, saved over 2.9 million kilograms of plastic waste with innovative bamboo products in the last 6 years. Mr. Yogesh, please, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. Hope I'm audible to you. Is I audible?
Mr. Yogesh, please make it full screen.
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, is I audible?
Yes, no problem.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to present Bamboo India in front of such eminent crowd. So my name is Yogesh. I'm representing Bamboo India, and I'm just going through the journey of Bamboo India of a social entrepreneurship and how we are serving our purpose to reduce plastic with the innovative bamboo products. So before starting this session, I just want to ask a very basic and simple question. Uh, so can you just identify your last used plastic toothbrush from this trash? Uh, why am I'm telling or why I'm asking these questions to you? It's very simple. Like plastic toothbrush are one of the major plastic pollution generation after plastic bag. And if I just only check with Indian plastic toothbrush uses, then there are more than 150 million to 200 million plastic toothbrush every month we are throwing into garbage. And all the toothbrushes which we are using at this moment means when we started this plastic toothbrush uh, uh, in the 1938. So first toothbrush which is manufactured in 1938 are still exist in this planet. And not only first toothbrush, but all the toothbrush which we are using since our childhood are still exist in this planet and polluting our nature. So when I heard this or when I gone through all the details, I was very shocked and I thought, okay, as a uh, global citizen or you can say nature lover, I thought, okay, I should do something for it. At least I can demonstrate. Is there any possibility to reduce plastic waste with any alternative solution? And then I came across bamboo toothbrush, and so this is my team, myself and my wife Ashwini. We founded this organization in 2016, and we just want to change the bamboo perception from poor man's timber to wise man's timber. And now we are making so many products like bamboo toothbrush, bamboo earbuds. So all the products which we are making, we are just aimed to reduce plastic with uh, bamboo. And so this is our plant in Pune, where we are making this bamboo toothbrush. We started with only 100 brush per day capacity, and now we are making around 1.2 million bamboo toothbrushes per month. So capacity, we increase 100 toothbrush per day to 50,000 toothbrushes per day. So this is my plant. This is all our 100% GMP standard following, all the hygiene practices which we are following. We are working with world's best plastic toothbrush manufacturer, and they are helping us to convert this plastic, convert the plastic and uses of bamboo. So not only toothbrushes, we are manufacturing lots of other products. We are making bamboo floss, we have bamboo earbuds, bamboo straws, a desk organizer, or intradental brush, comb, pen. So there are so many products we are making, and what is our intention is just to reduce plastic with bamboo. And all these products are significantly making an impact in the global scenario. And so, so what we did so far, we are, if you just calculate all those things, so we are more than uh, 2.29.5 lakh kilogram of plastic waste, which we saved. If you just calculate the price of bamboo toothbrushes, in India, it was 180 rupees per brush, and over the period of time, we have improved the process. And now, today, in 2022, we are selling the same brush at 40 rupees. It's as equivalent as plastic. So now we are competing with plastic, and we are successfully making our impact to reduce the plastic. So not only the bamboo toothbrushes, as I told you, we are doing lots of stuff out of bamboo. We are a zero waste company where we are converting all the raw material, that is all the wastage, into different kind of products like bamboo pallets we are making. The strips which got broke, then we convert them into keychain and mobile holders, face shield masks. So there are so many products which we are using, and we are just trying to reduce plastic. So every product which we are selling directly gets contribute to replacement for the plastic, and this is what we are doing. And so there is a saying in always people say bamboo is a poor man's timber because bamboo is easily available. Bamboo is a farmer's friend. It is not very much efforts to grow bamboo. But now bamboo is now playing a major role to save our planet from the global warming and creating livelihoods, spreading sustainability awareness throughout the world. And so now it is now no more a poor man's timber. It is become a wise man's timber. And as a Bamboo India, we are trying our best to make this happen, to create a more and more products, the products which will be a part of everyday's life, just like a toothbrush, earbuds, bamboo comb, and desk organizer, pen, so that we can get bamboo as much as popular that is like a plastic. So this is what we are doing. Thank you once again, the entire INBAR, BRC, for this lovely opportunity to present my thought and my company's vision in front of you. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much, Yogesh, for giving us your presentation. And thanks for showing us a very successful case of turning bamboo from poor man's timber to wise man's timber in the area of replacing plastics. Our next presenter is Mr. Ahmad Fazli. He has over 20 years international experience in management and engineering of offshore and onshore applications in power generation, transmission, distribution, and automation industries. Ahmad Fazli currently serves as the Chief Technology Officer of Ecopol. Let's welcome Mr. Ahmad for his speech.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity being here today. Appreciate that. Could you confirm you can see my screen so I can go ahead and start there maybe?
Yes, no problem.
Lovely, thank you. As you see, Ecopol is a Norwegian company. We had a goal of curtailing deforestation and stop deforestation worldwide in accordance to UN goals. And basically what we have, why is this page not moving? There. So what it is our vision has been always to save like 1 million trees on an annual basis by replacing the standard wooden poles, standard conventional composite poles and steel poles with our bio-based, bamboo-based composite pole on our own. So what we have done is that we are based in Norway, but we have done a transfer of green energy engineering and energy know-how to Africa. We create job opportunities. We go to farms and places that there are not many job opportunities and offer them to supply bamboo to us. And we do the transfer of know-how by that. So what's the goal again, as said, is to save the world from deforestation and particularly wooden poles that have a pretty short life cycle. And they are also treated with creosote and other chemicals that pollute the air. Our material, we say, has no pollution to the ground, is local manufactured locally, and it's an organic material to a bigger part of that. And it has a definitely longer life cycle and is easier to handle and is more robust. It has properties that normal products, conventional poles, do not have. Comparing with wooden poles and concrete poles, we say that our pole does not degrade in the sunshine, UV and stuff so fast, and there are no external impacts on that as woodpecker, termites and stuff. It's easier to handle, and it doesn't make any pollution to the ground. This is one of our poles you are seeing compared with a conventional pole, and we are again listing up all the benefits of using a bamboo-based pole for this approach. Have we managed to completely get rid of all plastic? I would say no, but we have decreased it drastically compared with composite poles. What we have done is that we had put a mixed bamboo with a very thin layer of HDPE, which we learned from Norwegian offshore industry is a very robust protection layer. And we cast the bamboo within polyurethane. So the composition is the way I'm showing you here, is that in the core, we are using bamboo and cast it with polyurethane. And then to make sure that this is going to last up to 50 years, we put a thin layer of HDPE on the outer layer. So by doing that, we are basically creating a pole that is 95 to 100% recyclable. And in addition to all other benefits we have. 95% is if we give it to the customer for his own property and he has to handle it, say 20 to 50 years from the day he receives them. And 100% if they deliver it back to us. We have a way of 100% recycling this thing and give it another 50 to 100 years life cycle. So this is fully possible for us as well. As we said, all these composites can be broken to parts or used as a whole in a new product for us. The pole is by far lighter because of bamboos having very good flexibility, strength, tensile, and also compression compared with conventional poles. So the pole is very flexible and light at the same time. This is just because of the bamboo part of it, we are using it. And the other poles, particularly in Africa, they are using a lot of machineries, places they cannot reach with heavy machinery for installation, sometimes do not get any electricity. But with our poles, you can just basically, a few people carry them on their back and we install them up in 5 to 10 minutes with standard manual labor. So by this, we are actually very proud of the fact that we could help electrify Africa in a manner no one else had done before. Here shows you some projects we have there and some ongoing ones. There are several thousand poles are currently installed in the locations we are showing you there on the map. And the material then. The polyurethane, we are actually sourcing it from Germany, Denmark, and the US currently. I'm myself in communication with some suppliers in Shenzhen and also in Shanghai area for sourcing also some material from China. HDPE part is manufactured locally, and this will remain that way because transportation stuff of such material is not feasible, and it should be manufactured locally. So the one we are using currently in our plant in Nairobi, for example, is manufactured just across the street in Nairobi. And then we have the bamboo. We have several farms that will cooperate with us. And if we have full production in a year, we use anything between 50,000 to 200,000 columns. The good thing with the bamboo is that it grows very fast. The lower picture you see on the right-hand side is myself. 2 years ago, I was there, or a year and a half, and we completely used that bamboo. It's a giganteus. As you see, it's grown up to the original size in a matter of a year and a half. So it's incredible this plant has such a special and specific properties and does not contaminate, and it's available everywhere. And we offer everyone who can work for us a good bread and living by just basically harvesting the bamboo and supply to us when needed. Generally, we have some conditions. You see, this is our manufacturing plant in Nairobi. We have designed it also that we can set up a manufacturing plant like this pretty easily, basically anywhere, to be close to a farm or to an area which is full of bamboo, so we can shorten the supply chain process. The product is being bend tested and impact tested. This is one of actually the only product you see, again, because of the bamboo and the way we have configured the product. You can drop this pole 3 meters on the ground on a concrete, and it still withstands. So this just shows, like, if you by mistake crash a car or a truck into it, it's not going to collapse, and that's a good thing. In addition, I can show you some testing. This is one qualification we had in Chennai in India, and they are doing some bend testing there. It's a research center there. pretty known and respected one. And the same, they are doing the straight testing there as well with the products. We have some standard products, what we achieve like poles that can withstand up to 1 ton in load. And there is basically, we say the limit is the sky. We can do basically whatever we want as long as we configure the bamboo and the other composite I told you together and create our own unique products. We have a lot of approvals from Norway, from India, from Kenya, from Guinea, from Senegal on the product. And this is basically the product we have. It's like which goal is to electrify Africa as soon as possible and build up the infrastructure with electricity for everybody. This is more or less what I had to present for you. If you have any questions, you're very welcome to share it with me here or later by email to me. You're very welcome. Thanks very much for the opportunity being here.
Many thanks, Ms. Hamad, for introducing a very interesting and innovative bamboo application for replacing plastics. Now, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Li Yanxia. She is the Senior Program Officer of Global Program of INBAR. And in the past 14 years, she has been coordinating and implementing projects in China and supporting overseas projects in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Yanxia, please have the floor.
Thank you very much. Please open my slides. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Li Yanxia, very happy to share some initial research results regarding how bamboo as a plastic substitute can be traded in the international market. So in my slides, there's 4 points mainly. So first, I give you an overview to the plastic pollutions and when bamboo can be plastic substitutes, and also we have identified the proper bamboo products for the research. The third point is about the current trade status of these bamboo products, and the fourth is about the market potential. Okay. So from Hans' keynote remarks, we already know we have already produced 9.2 billion metric tons of primary plastics since 1915 to 2017. And 9 billion of these plastics has become waste, and the packaging is the largest contributors for this waste due to its very short lifetime, so it can discard very easily. So the packaging is contributing like 42% of the offset, and also due to the low recycling rate of a plastic globally, so they're close to 80% of the plastics discarded into the natural environment or in the landforms. And our average of 8.8 million metric tons of plastics entered to the oceans every year. So currently, there's more than 140 countries has already set up some policies, regulations, and bans to address the plastic issues, such as EU has already banned the single-use plastics, such as plastic tableware, plates, straws, drink sticks, cups, and also cotton buds from July last year. So I think in most cases, the single-use tableware, we discuss many in the environment. So the more we consume, the more waste. So according to the some figures showed in these slides, so there's more than 40 billion consumptions of single-use plastic tableware in China in 2019, and that figure is already double that in the 2017. And there's over 60 billion takeout lunch boxes are discarded every day. So this can huge to form a huge amount of the waste into our environment that's accounting for 2% of the total amount of the urban plastic waste. So if we consider proper substitutes or alternatives for these single-use tableware that can really contribute to the clean environment and also can save our oceans. So we have to address these problems, we have identified the several bamboo products that has high potentials as alternatives. So first is the bamboo tableware that can include the bowls, the plates, and also the cups and the trays, and also some paper-based cups as well. And the second is the bamboo kitchenware. So we use lots of chopping boards and the salad bowls and also other facilities as well. And the third one is some cutleries and also some small sticks. There's lots of disposable knife, forks, and spoons, and also small, tiny stick-based products such as the ice cream sticks and the candy sticks, fruit sticks, and also the barbecue sticks. So this is also the products we identified has a high potential to address the single-use plastic waste. So when we have calculated the current global market of these 4 types of bamboo products, and currently there's about $730 million of the global trade of the bamboo tableware and kitchenwares. And this is accounting to the 21% of the world's total trade value of bamboo products. We can from this figure we can see increasing trends of the bamboo tableware and kitchenware products. That's also indicate a growing market for this product as well. And when we're looking at the trading areas, so the Asian is the top one. They are Asian countries accounting to over 80% of the global export values. So that already reached more than $600 million per year. And Europe followed, accounting for 14% of the global market, and the North American as the third one. And the most the important countries actually mainly is from European countries. From this figure, you can see as the European country is the largest importing areas. So they imported close to $300 million of bamboo tableware and kitchenwares, accounting for more than 40% from in the global market. And Asia also shares a considerable markets for the bamboo tableware kitchenware products that ranks the top, the second largest areas, so around 24%. And also the North American shares a similar market share. And from the countries, we can see from the left side, this is China is the largest bamboo tableware and kitchenwares exporting countries globally, so accounts like more than close to 80% of the global trade scenarios. Under the USA, Germany, and also French, Japan, they are mainly the importing the international market for these products. When we're looking at deeper, zooming the specific bamboo, the product category, so we analyze the bamboo paper-based tableware. From this figure, you can see the international trade value of this bamboo paper-based tableware already reached $50 million in 2019. There's a slightly decrease in the 2020. I think it's mainly due to the COVID. So the takeouts and the fast food industries has reduced their uses for this. And China is also is the largest exporter for these products. The export value of the bamboo paper-based articles is about $7.2 million and accounts for close to 40% of the world's total. And France and the US is also is the mainly exporter in the global market, so the value already exceeds $1 million as well. And for the from this figure we can see the export value of bamboo paper-based articles have rebounded in 2021, as it's already reached to $33 million. So from the first 5 months of this year, you can see from this figure it's already exceeds the total value, the total trading export value of 2020. So we can see the demand, the international trade of this kind of a product has really increased sharply. And from the small bamboo sticks product, so it also showed an increase in trend in the international market. It's already reached more than $290 million in the global market as well. And similarly, China is the largest exporter, so it's accounting for 17%, and followed by the Germany and also the Netherlands and India. For the kitchenware, regarding the market potential of all these bamboo plastic substitutes, so the China's government, the National Development and Reform Commission and DRC, they have announced that China is planned to reduce more than 30% of the disposable plastic tablewares by 2025. So that means they will looking for a replacement for about 12 billion pieces of these plastic tablewares, which indicates a very huge market demand for the bamboo-based alternatives. And from India, also have ratified the new plastic waste management rules, which effective from this July. So this also indicates the country's commitment to reduce those single-use plastic and address the plastic pollution as well. And for Europe, as I said earlier, so it's already put in place, put into force. So for the disposable straws, so the market also, I think is very huge. Like in the United States, every day there's more than 500 million plastic straws are used and discarded in the environment. And for Europeans, the figures is about 25 billion plastic straws. And in China, it's about 46 billion consumed every year. So totally, so there's a growing consumption of these straws. So we need these alternatives to substitute these plastic products. So so we also have compared the current international trade of these plastic kitchenwares, tablewares, and with those of bamboo. So from this figure, you can see there's a huge potential. The export net weight of the plastic and the bamboo, the export net weight of plastics is 10 times more than bamboo kitchenwares and tablewares. So we can see if we use more bamboo alternatives, so that will really make sense to save our planet. And regarding the trade values, so if we use, so the current scenario is the trade value of plastics is 50 times more than bamboos. So I think if we use more bamboo-based alternatives, so that will also bring a boost development of the bamboo sectors and also the great development for the countries and economics. So how to move forward? I think there's several points we can think about. First, we have to raising the awareness and also informing the consumers and the market to promote the green consumption and to use the less carbon emission products such as bamboo. And I think we also have to looking at the research and the development part and set up the technology innovations to reduce the current production cost of the bamboo alternatives and make it is economic feasible for the market. So, and we also need more data about the carbon footprint of these bamboo products. So we need to understand the carbon footprint from the life assessment from the cradle to cradle. So the third one is we also need to strengthening the linkage among the publics, the producers, and the private sectors to set up these corporations and collaborations among the different stakeholders. And the fourth suggestions we think it's very important to set up the enabling frameworks such as the policies and regulations. But currently, the bamboo products is higher than the plastic one. So we need to see some bamboo favored policies and the regulations to encourage the systems, the consumers to use the bamboo products as an alternative. And there's also can issue some subsidies and also the green procurement, and also can think about the circular economies as well. So finally, the last but not the least, the Chinese government has announced, launched yesterday, the China's government, together with the International Bamboo Rattan Organization, INBAR, have launched the bamboo as a substitute for plastic initiatives. We think this will bring the good opportunities and increase the potential for the bamboo and to boost sustainable development and to think of bamboo as nature-based solutions to the plastic issues. Thank you very much. So this is a piece of work under the Trade Hub project. So this is the project is funded by the UK Research and Innovation and led by the UNEP WCSMC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jianxia, for introducing the bamboo plastic alternatives from the perspective of international trade. And we can see there's a huge market potential for bamboo products for replacing plastics. Now we would like to invite our last speaker of the day, Dr. Fang Changhua. Dr. Fang is a full professor at International Center for Bamboo and Rattan. He works extensively on bamboo properties, modification, and composite materials. Since the end of 2018, he became the manager of ISO TC 296. Dr. Fang, you have the floor.
Thanks for the introduction. I'm Changhua Fang from the International Center for Bamboo and Rattan, and I'm also the manager of ISO TC 296. Today, I would like to show you some examples of bamboo products as a substitute for plastic products. For the plastic pollution, I think you have already heard a lot during the conference, so I will skip this page. And for the bamboo also, you have learned a lot from this Congress. We have more than 1,642 species all around the world. And there are over 1,500 documented use for bamboo, and more are being discovered by the modern science and technology. Today, I will show you some examples of bamboo products as a substitutes for plastic products. The first one I would like to show you is bamboo grade packing for the used in the industrial cooling tower. The cooling towers are widely installed at power plants as well as some petrochemical plants. And the packing material is the heart of the cooling tower, and the performance of heat and mass transfer can be improved by increasing the air-water interface through the reduction of the water drop size. And the packing material is responsible for 60 to 70% of the heat dissipation. Currently, the plastic packing materials dominates over 19% of the market share, and this product has very poor anti-fouling and with a short service life. The service life is about 3 to 5 years. So the bamboo grade packing have been used in thousands of cooling towers in China, and it has excellent durability and cooling effect. With long service life, the service life can reach 15 to 20 years. And the production process is very simple. After splitting, they can be transported to the location of the cooling tower, and then you can assemble and install it directly in the cooling tower. We did that study of the life cycle assessments, and the results showed that a total saving of 529 tons of standard cover during a 6-month field test in a real-term power generation plant. And the LCA results revealed that the utilization of bamboo grade packing to replace PVC packing in cooling tower can reduce total cumulative energy demands from 3,420 megajoule to 561 megajoule per functional unit, achieving 6 times reduction. Another product I would like to show you is the woven bamboo gel grade used for the soil reinforcement. The gel grade materials, maybe you are not familiar with these products. The gel grades are materials with open grid-like appearance used for soil reinforcements, and they are widely used for walls, steep slopes, roadway bases, and foundation soils. And recently, in last 5 years, these products are developed. The woven bamboo gel grease, and it shows great performance as a substitute for the plastic gel grease. The third one is the products for auto parts. We can use bamboo fibers to produce some auto parts like doors, seats, with the technology of motor pressing. Another product is the bamboo veneer. We can get the bamboo veneer by softening and slicing of the laminated bamboo lumber. And this material we can use for the covering material of a vehicle. This one you may already heard a lot in this during this congress is the bamboo veneer composite pipe and unity tuner. We use bamboo slivers to produce this kind of products. We can use them for the water transportation. Also, we can produce a lot of electric appliance with laminated bamboo products, for example, computers, laptops, lamps, speakers, etc. And also we can produce some sports equipment with bamboo. For example, we can use a woven bamboo mat to produce the helmet, and we can use a flattened bamboo board to produce the skateboard. Even we can use a woven bamboo mat to fabricate the kite surf, skateboard, and even a slipper. I can show you a short video of the flipper. Another application field is for the medical products. For the cotton swab is used very widely around the world, and the bamboo stickers used for making the cotton strips instead of plastic. And also we can use the woven bamboo mat to produce orthoses and prostheses. For the daily necessities, we can have a lot of products like this. For example, the toothbrush, the pen, copper, etc. And also we can use them for to produce some packaging materials, as well as the kitchenwares and the cutting utensils. I'll give you some examples of the chopping board. In the market, we can find 4 types of chopping board. Today, I would like to show you the right one, the chopping board with flattened bamboo. And the process is showed in this picture. You can see that after softening, we can flatten the bamboo comb by 2 rulers, one with a smooth surface and another one is with protrusions, so that we can flatten the bamboo combs. And this flattened bamboo board can be used to produce the chopping board. And the chopping board made with flattened bamboo. On the surface of the chopping board, there's no glue, so it's a very good product as a chopping board. I show you a short video for the flattening process. After softening, it can be flattened. Another product is the dishwares, and we can make the dishwares with the bamboo fibers, and also we can produce dishwares with veneer rotary cutting veneers. The bamboo comb first is softened, and then we can use this device. I show you a video to get the thin veneers, and then they can be glued together with molding press to get the final products of the dishware. And this one and this one already has been exported to some European countries. Last one product I would like to show you is drinking straws. Yanxia has already introduced the market of the drinking straws. So recently, in last 2 or 3 years, we have developed 2 types of drinking straws. One is by drilling holes on bamboo stickers processed from bamboo strips. Another type of bamboo drinking straw is made by winding the bamboo vineyards. I show you the videos at the same time of the poor process of manufacturing. The machine used for drilling holes, one machine can produce nearly 3,000 bamboo drinking straws per hour. The machine is developed by Anhui Hongye Group, and another one is by Long Bamboo Technology Company. Okay, so next I will show you also, because the standard is very important for promoting the bamboo products. Some of the products I mentioned have already corresponding standards, like national standards, or some are industrial standards, some are association standards. And for the bamboo drinking straws, I have submitted the proposal to ISO in March 2022, and this new proposal was approved in June 2022. So I'm the project leader of this project. So this one will be the first standard of bamboo products as substitutes for plastic products. That's my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fang, for showcasing the bamboo products as substitute for plastic products. And we hope to see more international standards on bamboo plastic alternatives. Now, to conclude today's session, I would like to give the floor to our colleague Durai Jayalaman to give us a quick conclusion of this session. Durai, please.
Great, and many thanks, Renfai, for your excellent moderation and having the session on time. So it is great. So I think today we had a splendid and great presentations from the beginning. Firstly, I would like to thank the co-organizer, United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP, for agreeing to co-organize the session with us. It is a great session. And we had Jyoti Mathur Philip, who had the executive secretary, who is taking the lead in getting this internationally binding agreement. Instrument on plastic. INBAR, of course, will be highly interested to be a stakeholder in the whole process. And in the another month, I think in November, INBAR will be participating in the international negotiating committee. So that would be an opportunity for us to interact more with UNEP with regards to developing the plastic internationally binding agreement. From the presentation, it becomes very crystal clear that the interlinkages between the plastic pollution, the ecosystem, climate change, human health, the biodiversity, and food security, and all the other elements is highly interconnected. So the addressing the plastics pollution isn't only solved like a single problem. It has interconnections with the climate change, it has interconnections with agriculture, it has interconnections with the food security. It is important to create green jobs, and it is also like supporting the green economy in the whole process. So it is quite important. And it is quite astonishing to hear that plastics in the future will account for, say, like 15% of the carbon dioxide emission. It is a huge number. Particularly, it is as big as the agriculture and forestry and land use combined as of now. So it's a huge and a gigantic in number. So if we talk about plastics, as we have seen in all the presentation, it's our pervasive. You can find plastics in every walks of life. We have plenty of items and plenty of sectors where plastics are being used. So the first is the single-use plastics, and currently the packaging industry. I am quite surprised to see from my colleague Anangsha's presentation that it may account for like 43% of the whole plastic industry. Yeah, in China, and I think in the fast life, if we all order food, yeah, we order items. I don't go to the shopping malls ourselves now, no? We all sit at homes, we order even for the smallest of items like some possible. So it actually comes with the packaging material, it comes with the plastic. So it is quite important segment where we have to address that. And agriculture sector, I had the colleagues from the Food and Agricultural Organization yesterday who was elaborating on the plastic use in the agriculture sector and how much of plastics are being broken down into nanoparticles, which Anne Heng have indicated in her presentation, that it actually gets into the food system. At the end, it affects the soil, it affects the biodiversity, and at the end, it affects the human health. That is quite important for us to address. And then Professor Chong Feng Hua, he indicated about the plastics being used in the automobile industry, the auto industry, the auto parts into two. One is using plastic alternatives as a fiberglass. If we use the bamboo stuff, using the veneer technology as well as the mold technology. This is a quite astonishing and interesting development for us. And then daily use plastics is a very important thing. Tableware, the kitchenware, the toothpicks, the chopsticks, the knives, the forks, the plates which we use in every food, the takeaways, throwaways, plastics are being widely used. And currently bamboo technologies are being developed to alternate those kind of daily use product. And it has a huge industry, it has a huge market, it has a huge implications for the environment. And other important element which we could see from today's presentation is from Shinde, August Shinde, that the toothbrush, the plastics which has been used in the first toothbrush in the world still being circulated as the plastics, or still it is floating around like somewhere. So it is quite important to see the price of the bamboo toothbrush is now being brought down from about $3 in the beginning to about half an US dollar now. So it is on parity with the price of the plastics or the contemporary brushes which are available in the market. Of course, there is a huge need for us to scale up the production because the scale in which the toothpicks are being produced is too small. So there is a need to scale up it on a tremendous scale. And like most importantly, the huge consumption like the polyvinyl chloride, like your winding composite pipes in huge scale. So it is being proven and it is being validated to be used in the polyvinyl chloride industry. Also, use of bamboo in the cooling towers of the steam of the electricity generation units and so on to replace plastic. And the LCA studies from Professor Gulay and his team on toothbrush and also as well as the other bamboo plastic alternative products proved to be around like some 50% reducing the carbon emission, the trade-offs which Anne Heng indicated. You have to find a product, as Anne Heng indicated, that the product has to be economically viable, it has to be on par with the contemporary product, and the trade-off should not be too bad. So you have an alternative product, but the carbon, the water, all the emissions should not be good. So the studies by Professor Gulay is quite important to show to the world that the bamboo carbon, the bamboo plastic alternative products are quite good, and it can be good in terms of carbon. It has to be good in terms of other ecological parameters like some water, like other parameters as well. And then an interesting product from Ecopole in Norway, and they have the factory in Kenya. I had been a witness to that because like before the HQ I was in Africa. So the product are quite popular, and I would say that the product has like a future, it has like a huge future because it alternates the high energy intense like some materials, and it is also produced from like bamboo. It is quite good. So we see the trade volume is about like some 750 or 730 $million, but it is too like some minuscule. So in comparison with the potential market which plastic products have, it is quite interesting to see like the plastics, the bamboo plastic alternative product is about like 1/5 of the bamboo products being traded. But so it is too minuscule in comparison with the market of the plastics. So I think there are few areas which we have to intervene. Number one is the price. The price of the bamboo plastic alternative products are still high in comparison with the plastic alternative, with the products which are being there in the market. Then the scale of the production. The scale of the production, though the scale of production, as Professor Changhua Fang have indicated, now the scale of production is being scaled up, but it is not being scaled up to the scale in which the plastics are being used internationally. So we have to tremendously increase the scale. For that, we need technology, we need production process, we need like some machinery, we need innovation, we need to diversify the products. And then we need to do technology transfer, the South-South, because from the trade statistics, we see that around like some 70+% of the plastic product are being produced in China. This has to be decentralized. Africa has huge bamboo resource. Latin America has huge bamboo resource. The technology which are being produced, and like some, most importantly, we don't have like some competition here. The market is too huge. So INBAR will play a strong role in all the factors which I have indicated, of course along with our partner ICBR, who has the advanced like the research centers and the research facilities here, along with our co-organizer UNAP, who have a strong role in creating international policies. So we need policies, we need technologies, we need R&Ds, we need like market promotion, we need the research to identify the trade-off, to diversify the products and so on. So with this, I want to thank our co-organizer UNAP once again, and like mainly Han, because she is the one who made it happen. And many thanks to Jyoti Mathur Philip to be accepting to participate in our session as the keynote speaker. And I would like to thank all the speakers, Olay and his team, Mr. Yogesh Shinde, Ahmad Fazli, Yangxia, and not but least importantly, Professor Changhua Fang, and our moderator, Anfai Wang, for her great and excellent moderation. With his words, I would like to close the session formally. Many thanks indeed. Have a great day.
谢谢各位嘉宾和各位观众的参与。
Thank you for participating. Well, now we